Hello and welcome to tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualia, sitting here with Marv and with Mike Molyneux. Guys, it's the middle of May now. We're all still... Massachusetts, as I guess, is we're reopening. We're in phase one as of today. But still, we've got no sports. We've got absolutely no sports. And it still sucks besides the Korean Baseball League. But there's still some Patriot stuff that we can talk about. And one very important piece as we're getting closer to the summer is Julian Edelman. So obviously, this goes without saying, Tom Brady's gone. You're going to roll we assume Jarrett Stidham. And Julian Edelman's going to be a key piece to this offense this year. But the question is, he's entering his age 34 season. Is he going to take a significant step back? Because he's at the part now of his career where a step back, guys, might be big. It might not be just a small step back. It might be a real significant step back. So, guys, that's the question right there. What do you think about that? Do you think Julian Edelman has the chance? Do you think he is, rather, going to take a big step back in the 2020 season as he enters his age 34 season? Marv, what do you think? We'll start with you.
I think Julian Edelman does take a step back, but not in a way that you guys might be thinking. I think he takes a step back because I think his role changes this year. This is Julian Edelman. We all know what he meant to Tom Brady. This guy was super clutch. Anytime you needed the ball, Julian Edelman found a way to get there, get that first down, get the extra yardage that you needed. Tom Brady will look at him in first down. He will look at him at fourth down. It didn't matter. I think this year with Stidham, you have other receivers that you need to start to develop here. Julian Edelman is still going to be that guy, but I don't see him catching 70 to 80 catches this year. I think his role takes a step back. He's going to be secured as that slot receiver, and you got to develop the guys like N'Keal Harry, the Jacoby Myers, and you still have Mohamed Sanu. Hopefully he's healthier this year, and Stidham builds a rapport with all of these guys. I don't see Julian Edelman being what he was to Tom Brady to Stidham. And I think he, due to his age as well, he takes a smaller role with this team. And he'll still be a guy that you depend on in third downs. But I don't see him catching a high volume of catches as he's done in the past due to his age and due to a new quarterback and trying to develop other receivers on this team as well.
Right. I think that's a big part of it. And this doesn't take anything away from Julian Edelman. When you talk about Julian Edelman's career, I think a lot of it is from Tom Brady in his chemistry because they were tight, they were boys, and they just had an unreal chemistry on the field, which I think played a significant role in why he was so good over these past however many years now, 10, 9, 8 years, whatever it's been. All right, Mike, what do you think? Julian Edelman taking a step back, yes or no?
Yeah, Patriots are in what I believe a full-fledged rebuild. They're going with the young quarterback. They made sure to draft guys who they probably feel in this year's draft can have possibly an immediate impact on this year that they can start to build, grow, and develop. Julian Edelman, he's a part of the old era in a sense, and that era is kind of closed. Yes, the Patriots still have a couple of guys who've been around, on the team during the championship runs and whatnot, but in terms of the offense and what you're trying to build, I think they got a good young core there in the sense of N'Keal Harry, Sony Michel's still fairly young. They drafted Damian Harris, who can maybe possibly this year start to carve out a role with this team. Jacoby Myers showed flashes of being, a reliable receiver. I think the Patriots will look to focus more on those guys who they believe will carry them not only through this year, but the next couple of years. Julian Edelman, 34 years old, he's not going to be playing football at a high level, within the next couple of years. He's going to be out the picture real soon. So why try to use him as much as possible like they were doing the last several seasons when you can start to use your quarterback and have him work to build chemistry with the Jacoby Myers, with the N'Keal Harry? That's what really needs to start to happen, not anytime later, right now. It needs to start happening right now. The same way Brady put the time and effort to, work with, Edelman or Gronk or whoever he had that he knew he was rolling with for the next couple of seasons. That's what Stidham, if he's going to be the guy, that everybody claims he's going to be needs to start doing with these young receivers that he has. So unfortunately, because of that, Julian Edelman, he'll be on the field. He'll make plays, whatnot, here and there. But I think when they're drawing up the game plan, week after week after week, they're trying to find ways. Hey, how can we get the Stidham Harry connection more solid? How can we get the Stidham Myers connection? More solid. So we got to look to see how that goes.
Well, I think, I think Julian Edelman is probably more important to have. And in this, I mean, when you don't have Tom Brady anymore, but I'm going to include Tom Brady in this conversation. I think Julian Edelman is more important to have right now, other than Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady, because Mike, you're right. We're moving into that era now with a new young core. When you got Sony Michel, you got Isaiah Wynn, N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers, and the other two in that core, which you really think of about that as the offensive core, at least weapon-wise, with the Super Bowls the past few years, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman. Tom Brady and Gronk both seem to fall out of the Patriot way. They both seem to kind of distance themselves from like the Patriot organization, just how they tend to carry themselves and how they buy into the system. Edelman of those three is like the only one who seems like he still bought into that system. Like he still was a New England Patriot in a sense. So I think that he's super important to have now. But yeah, if you're not waiting, like I'm waiting for Julian Edelman, not in a good way, but I'm waiting for Julian Edelman to take a step back because again, he's 34 years old and he's not playing a position that really caters to your body well at all. This guy has gotten smoked over the years.
Bad.
This guy has got grilled.
When you have a young quarterback, they can put you in position to get smoked some more.
He might explode over the middle this season. He might get absolutely smoked this season over the middle. You're right. I mean, if Julian Edelman doesn't take a step back, a significant step back this year, I would be shocked. And again, I mean, you guys mentioned Jarrett Stidham and Tom Brady and Julian Edelman together. That's a totally different story, but it's a new quarterback now with Julian Edelman, and I just don't know. I don't believe that connection is just going to suddenly build into something great. It's probably going to take a year or two, but by that point, Julian Edelman might be done. So I think he's going to have a good season, but I wouldn't be shocked. Julian Edelman is a great season after great season after great season. He's been a key focal point to this team, these championship runs, all of that. But I still see him taking a significant step back this year, but that still means he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be a hazard out there by any means. Right? I still think he's going to be good.
I don't think he'll just completely suck, but again, like Marv said, the volume, the reps, the target, it's not going to be there. Not going to be there.
I think talent-wise, we'll see what we saw from him last year. Obviously, his hands aren't as reliable as they once were. Julian Edelman was never a receiver you said, oh my God, has terrific hands. It was more of what he did after when he caught the ball that made Julian Edelman special. You're going to see a little bit what we saw from him last year, who was a guy, when you need extra yardage, he's going to fight for it. And just like we kept saying, his role's just going to be a little more minuscule compared to last year's.